This is INCRadio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.
These are the works of His mighty hands. In one voice, let's glorify our God. Faithful promises He made to the Church of Christ. The holy nation of God was never forsaken. Faithful promises fulfilled for the Church of Christ.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Phone a Friend on Tour, brought to you by INC Radio Oregon. It is our second season. I am Jillian Pimentel, and I'll be your host for today. I'd like to go ahead and send out my greetings to my family, Brother June and Sister Annalisa Pimentel, and my nanay sister Leticia, and as well as our resident minister, Brother Albertson Macalintal, and to his family as well. And hello to all our viewers. In our episode today, we'll be covering our new year and our new season. So make sure to expect an introduction of our season 2, a sneak peek into our new featured segments, and as well as the upcoming activities in our district. Make sure to continue to share with us your thoughts and answers in their live chat because we love interacting with all of you and we would love to share all of your chats here on live. So you've all joined us in our first season of Phone a Friend. But you can see that we have a new logo and there's something a little different there. In this season, we're going to visit you on tour. And no, we may not be physically going to visit you, but we definitely could make that happen in the future. But this season, we'll be focusing on the rich histories of each local congregation and group worship service of our district. So before we uncover what that means, let me go ahead and introduce my co-hosts who are joining with me today. So let's go ahead and first go to Geraldine joining us.
Hello, Julian, and hello, everyone. I am Geraldine Langit from the local congregation of Vancouver, and I would like to do my greetings. I would like to greet my family, my parents, my Nanay Liza and my Tatay Romel, and also my three lovely older sisters, my three ates, Ate Se, Ate Yan, and Ate Melissa, who's in the Philippines, and as well as my pamangkin, Brother Aldrin, and also my sister Melissa's husband, Brother Lyndon Del Rosario, there in the lokal ng Tayuman, Distrito ng Maynila. And I would also like to greet our resident minister, Brother J. Cruz, and his family, and as well as to all of you who are viewing our show. Thank you for supporting our show as always. And I hope you're all excited, like we are, for our season 2 of Phone a Friend. And so I would like to introduce Sadie, who's also helping us with our show.
Hello, Jillian, and hello, Geraldine. Hello, everyone watching Phone a Friend on tour today. I'm Sadie Pizarro from the local congregation of Hillsborough, and I would like to give my personal greetings to my family, so my parents, Martin and Melinda, who are hopefully supporting in the other room watching our program, to my brother Jeremy Pizarro, and his wife, Sister Nikki, all the way in the District of Virginia, and to all of my friends and family out there in the Philippines, Brother Chris Basa and his wife, Sister Melody Jane, and Brother Nathaniel Corpus. Maganda sa inyong lahat at mag-ingat kayo palagi. So I would also like to introduce our other co-host, Gigi. So hello, Gigi.
Hello, Sadies, and my other fellow beautiful co-hosts. Happy New Year to you guys and to all our other viewers out there. I'd like to extend my personal greetings to my resident minister, DJ Angeles, and his family. My family watching at home upstairs, including my cat, my grandparents in Alaska, and my tita in Austin and my tita in Florida, plus her husband, as well as my family in the Philippines. I love you guys, and please stay safe.
All right, well, thank you, Gigi, Geraldine, and Sadie for joining me in the show today. I'm so excited to be joined by all of our hosts of Phone a Friend, and I'm sure our viewers are excited to see what is in store for them for Phone a Friend on tour. Now, as you can see in our title, that little extra tagline at the end says on tour. So what exactly does that mean? What does Phone a Friend on Tour mean to our host today? So how about let's go to you first, Gigi. What's something that this our season 2 means to you?
I think for me, phone a friend on tour means just virtually visiting the home city of each local congregation in GWS and giving them a little shout out, showing them some love. Since we don't, some of the other locales in our district, we don't get to see them often. So it's nice to be able to know more about where our fellow brethren are living, and just figuring out any new places that we might get to visit if we decided to have a vacation there.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So, as you said, virtually visiting the home city of each of our local congregations and group worship services. That's one thing we'll focus on this season. How about for you, Sadie?
Just going off of what Gigi said, being able to show everyone around the world that we're not just limited here to the state of Oregon. We also have the state of Idaho, the state of Montana, as well as part of the state of Washington and Wyoming. So just being able to, again, showcase all of those beautiful places to everyone. And also being able to share, like, stories of the humble beginnings of all of our local congregations and GWSs, being able to get to know the brethren on a different level in terms of where it started for them here in the various places of our district, and being able to have that as a gateway of sharing our faith with everyone around the world.
Exactly. Our District of Oregon is reaching our 7th anniversary this month. And so just being able to recognize the beginnings of our district, the beginnings of each of the local congregations and group worship services is going to be important so that we can see all of God's goodness to our district in these last 7 years. So how about for you, Geraldine?
Yeah, I agree with all of the things that you mentioned. And in addition to that, we don't only highlight the history of each local congregations or GWS in our district, but also, the pioneering brethren who have been in the district, in the locales, for a while now. Because, for example, for me, I was born and raised in the Philippines, and so I only moved here in the United States around 8 years ago. And so, I'm really excited to learn about the stories of our brethren and also those who have joined our church and each local congregations. So yeah, I'm very excited for that, and I can't wait to hear those lovely stories from our brethren, and hearing that history of our district.
Yeah, so for our second season of Phone a Friend, we're gonna have a very historical context for our broadcasts every week because we really want to focus on the growth that our district has had with God's grace. We had a lot of brethren join us from moving in state from other districts, as well as the works of propagation working in our district, where we were able to baptize many new members into the Church of Christ as well. And so just recognizing those victories is what we're going to be focused on for season 2. So we are all so excited for that. And this season we've prepared new featured segments that you all can help us with in sharing the story as well. So why doesn't our Kuya Text please play our first segment bumper for Backstory Boulevard, and our Geraldine here is going to help us explain that.
Backstory Boulevard.
All right, there you go. There's our first segment of season 2, our Backstory Boulevard. And so, for this one, I would say this is the main highlight of our season 2 Phone a Friend. Basically, what we were mentioning earlier, we're going to feature, during this segment, we feature the pioneering brethren of the local congregations and GWS, and they will tell us the history of each local congregation. So, how it started from the very, very beginning until now. Maybe, like, for example, I know the GWS of Medford will be celebrating their 18th anniversary this month. So, we are very excited to hear from one of our brethren there to tell us the story of how that GWS started 18 years ago. So
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly, Geraldine. And as you said, this is going to be a segment that's featuring those pioneering brethren of each of the locals and group worship service. So even though we may be close to those brethren, we may not know the full story of how their local congregation or group worship service came to be. And even for those local congregations and group worship service that were established before we were District of Oregon, they have such a rich history that we want to share with all our brethren too. Actually have a question for Sadie and Gigi here. And why is it important to have this kind of segment for season two? Like Backstory Boulevard. What's the importance of that?
You can go first, Sadie.
I think it's very important that we learn our history because if we know our history, where we've been, then we can see better where we're going to be in the future. And just personally, I love listening to the stories that the brethren have to tell us, especially when it comes to things that have happened in the local congregation or GWS. So it's just a great way to see the growth from somebody else's perspective, especially if they were there. And then, just like what you mentioned, Julian, we get to see like the progression of our district coming from at first it was the Pacific Northwest district, and then we were part of Alaska, and now we're our own. So we get to hear all of those great stories from all of the brethren, and I think it's very great.
Oh, I totally resonate with that. Although I only came here about 6 years ago, it's coming to 6 years in July. Um, Boulevard, Boulevard, Baxter Boulevard, sorry, kind of reminds me of, lore dropping or just like dropping backstories about, a certain place. And I personally find that really interesting too. Like, Sadie just took the words right out of my mouth. It also reminds me of when my old locale in Houston, the local congregation of Humboldt got split off from the local congregation of Houston. And I saw all these old images in a pamphlet that showed how the brethren in my past locale got together to renovate our new chapel and the other building next to it. And we called it the function hall. So the function hall next to it. And I think that's really heartwarming because it shows the camaraderie of the brethren and the strong sense of brotherhood within our district. It's really heartwarming.
Exactly. Hearing all of that about our district and just having a segment that is fully dedicated to how those local congregations came to be, how our group worship services came to be, is going to be one of the biggest parts of our season two. So we're really excited to share that with all of you. And if you are a pioneering brethren yourself, we may be contacting you to please be open to join us because we want to hear how your local congregation and group worship service came to be through your perspective. Just like Sadie said, it's not the same as if we hear about it, but whenever we actually get to be able to communicate with you and hear how they came to be and how it is to the present is going to be an awesome experience. Now, if our Kuya text could go ahead and please play our second segment bumper for Landmark Lane.
Let's go to Oregon's Landmark Lane.
So we're so excited to hear about this from our Sadie here. So please share with us, what is Landmark Lane, Sadie?
Yes, thank you, Jillian. So, Landmark Lane is we're going to be sharing all of the popular tourist locations like buildings, museums, landmarks, other things that you can find solely in not just the city or the state that we're featuring, but just to give you a little bit of perspective of what we see around our local congregations and GWSs. And especially when you think about like when you're planning your vacation, like, where do I want to go? What do I want to see? At least we can give you some ideas. So if you want to come visit us here in any part of the District of Oregon, you now have an idea of what you can do on your vacation.
Yes, exactly. Our District of Oregon and all the states in our district are such beautiful states with a lot of different landmarks that we each can visit too. So, whenever you do find yourself going on vacation, wanting to visit some of these places, our Landmark Lane segment is going to help you try and decide what places to fit into your itinerary. So, how about for you, Geraldine? What was your perspective of how Landmark Lane is going to play a part in our broadcast this season?
Yeah, so we talked about, or I know it's you, Jillian, who mentioned about our season two is all about history and like the backstory of the local congregations in our district. But also, not only that, we're also featuring the history of those buildings, those beautiful landmarks from the different states that we've mentioned. And, not only are we helping the brethren or the people who are watching us, but I believe it's also helping us hosts who haven't gone to maybe Idaho, haven't gone to Montana. So, we really, really encourage our brethren to help us out and send those like those history and like places that you've gone maybe and visited there in your state, so we can all help each other out. Like what Sadie said, when we go on vacation, we already know we don't have to stress out about searching up where do I go. I only have I have a week there, where do I go? So
Yeah.
yeah.
So, exactly, Geraldine. And we're so excited to share that, especially with those who aren't from the District of Oregon. If our other viewers from other districts are also viewing our broadcast today, we want to share with you the beauties of Oregon so that if you come to visit us, you'll be able to see those for yourself too. So, Gigi, what are you excited for to see in Landmark Lake this season?
I'm so excited to learn more landmarks in the entirety of our district because, to be honest, I don't know any landmarks other than the Alamo in Texas. Maybe I do, but I forgot.
Yeah.
So I think I'm actually really excited to learn more about the landmarks that my family hasn't seen yet, and go visit them with my family. Yeah, I don't know. I love learning like backstories and history about things.
Yeah, exactly. And, since this is going to be a fun season where we get to feature a lot of the cities, this is going to be an important part for you all, our viewers, to send us pictures and videos as well so that we can share that on here. But before we continue to our next segment 3, I'm going to go ahead and start reading some of your live chats. So make sure to keep chatting with us over there. We would love to see what all of you are saying and excited for our season 2. So we have here a message from our multimedia advisor, Brother John Davis Cano, who said he's excited for season 2 of Phone a Friend. So we are all excited here. All of us on the INC Radio team are excited to present this to you all. We have a message from Sister Maria Das Marinas, who says, Happy New Year to all from the local congregation of Portland. Brother Andrew Wynn, who is joining us from the District of Virginia and Carolinas, he said, hopping on from the local congregation of High Point, North Carolina in the Ecclesiastical District of Virginia. And Sister Melissa Balan says, have a blessed day to all. Also joining us here from New Jersey, we have Jeff Hernandez. Hi, Oregon. Greetings from your New Jersey fam. Brother Andrewin also would like to say just hello to all of our brethren viewing. We have Brother Justin from the local congregation of Everett, Washington State, joining us. Brother Alan Desmarina says, Happy New Year, Paul, also from the local congregation of Portland. We have here joining us, I see here, Sadie, you might know her. Sister Belinda Pizarro saying hello, Sadie, from the local congregation of Hillsboro. And then I'd like to greet my mom who's joining, Sister Annalisa Pimentel, who says, hello, our beautiful hosts. Look at my beautiful co-host with me today. We have here Sister Marietta Miller joining from their group worship service of Medford. She always joins us every week. Greetings to all our ministers in our district and to their respective families, Paul. We'd also like to greet our Sister Richie Castillo joining us from the local congregation of Albany. Let me just read one more here. Our Sister Catlea Farhado de Guzman from INC Radio New Jersey. Hello, everyone, and greetings from New Jersey. So make sure to keep sharing with us. We would love to keep chatting with you. So our next segment is going to be Picture Perfect Postcards. So for Kuya Text, go ahead and play our segment bumper for that one.
Picture perfect postcards.
So I am so excited for this one as well. Gigi, can you help us explain what Picture Perfect Postcards is?
I would love to. So this segment will feature sceneries from around the city that the locale or the GWS is located in. So it'll kind of go like this. Walk with me, picture this. You're walking through the town of Roseburg, and wow, you see all these beautiful fields of flowers and whatever else there is in Roseburg, fields of roses. That's what Picture Perfect Postcards is. Unlike Landmark Lane, that's just showing popular tourist locations, we're taking you to niche locations that show you the wonderful scenery that Mother Nature has to offer us.
Exactly. Thank you, Gigi, for helping us explain that. I hope all our viewers were also closing their eyes and envisioning all of the sceneries that you explained to us. So, yes, exactly like what Gigi mentioned, it's going to be a little bit different from Landmark Lane. So, for Geraldine, what were you going to say about our picture perfect postcards?
Yeah, I was gonna say I agree with you about Gigi. You know, I close my eyes and I can see the beautiful flowers and all that. So I hope all of our viewers also can see that. And you know, once we start our show or once we show our segments, picture perfect postcards, we don't have to imagine anymore. We will see those with videos and photos for our brethren to also enjoy and kind of like for the landmark lane as well. If you go visit our district, you already know where to go. So I hope you're all excited for that.
Exactly. And Sadie, for you, what are you excited for in picture perfect postcards?
I think Geraldine, you got it totally right with calling it picture perfect postcards because everyone is looking for that picturesque scenery to take their perfect shot for their social media. So it's just a great way for us to share like what is so beautiful about coming here to Oregon or to Idaho or all of the states that are in our lovely district. So it'll just attract more people to come to us, and we get to meet all of you that are always viewing us here on Phone a Friend.
Exactly. So, yeah, we're so excited for picture perfect postcards and as well as our next segment, which we're going to share with you. Personally, I'm very, very excited about this one. So, if our Kuya Tex could please play the segment bumper for Taste of the Town.
Taste of the Town.
All right. So for Taste of the Town, as you can see, there was a lot of delicious food shown there. We're going to feature restaurants and local spots from around the city where you can try really good food. You can try those local restaurants, maybe some that you've never heard before. Because personally, I am so excited to go around our District of Oregon and especially to our states here: Oregon, Washington, California, Montana, Idaho, Wyoming. I think I got them all. Excited to go to each one and try the food there. So, if you have any restaurants that you want us to feature, go ahead and suggest that because as hosts, it's our duty to go to each restaurant and try and eat it too so that we can share it on this segment. So, for you, Sadie, what are you excited about in Taste of the Town?
I think not just me, but for all of our viewers, we're all excited to see the food that we're going to be suggested from all of our brethren here in our district. And I think it's just a way for us to not only explore like around, but to be able to have new experiences because that's another way that we can make all of our vacations and all of our new adventures just a little bit more tasty, a little bit more fun.
Yes, exactly. We're adding flavor to our broadcast this season. How about for you, Gigi? Geraldine, are you excited for Taste of the Town this season?
So excited! I'm so excited. My family's always out. We're not always out on it, but whenever we're out, we usually like to get some food. And it's really nice being able to experience new things with my family. And we're doing things together that we love, which include eating. It's even better. So I'm excited to see any of the new places that our brethren have to offer us. What about you, Din?
Too, I would say maybe this is the segment I'm most excited about. Because one thing about me is I really love exploring new food places. You know, sometimes I don't even like going back to the same place I've gone to before because I always want to, you know, explore and try new things. Because in my head, how would we know if this place is good if we don't try it? Because I know other people are like, wait, what if that place is not good? What if we waste our money there? How would you know if it's good if you don't try it? So yeah. So we'll
Exactly. All right. So, as you can see, our hosts, all of us are so excited for our broadcast. And before we close off this show today, I just wanted to say a quick thank you to Geraldine. If you saw those bumpers, Geraldine was the one who made our segment bumpers for this season. We could hear your lovely voice in there, Geraldine. So, thank you all for joining us in our first episode to start off the second season of Phone a Friend. And as you saw earlier, we have many segments this season, and we want you all, our viewers, to be featured this season. So please share with us your pictures, videos, and stories about your local congregation and group worship service so that we can share it in our upcoming episodes. If you have those materials that you want to share, go ahead and send it to us. Hosts here are also to Flo who is helping us behind the scenes so that we can get that on our show. Now, before we move on to our upcoming CFO activities, if our great techs can please play our new bumper for CFO activities as well.
Oregon Bulletin.
Yes, so we have our new, like what Jillian mentioned, our new bumper for our Oregon Bulletin. So every local congregation and GWS will have their own CFO monthly meetups, but just some to mention coming up. So tomorrow for us here in the District of Oregon, January 11th, we will be holding our special gathering of all officers and families. And then for this upcoming February, we have for the local congregation of Beaverton, they'll be holding their Kadiwa team building as well as their Binhi appreciation.
Thank you, Sadie, for helping us with those. Our Gigi here is going to help us greet our birthdays and anniversaries of our district.
So first of all, let's start with the birthdays. To our sister Babylonia today in the local congregation of Vancouver, happy birthday to you. And at Sister Cassandra Frixel on the 12th of January in the local congregation of Albany, Sister Annalisa Pimentel. Jillian, you might know her. I don't know. Just keep that in mind. Just think about it. Ponder on it. In the local congregation of Roseburg. And our very own hostess, Sister Geraldine Langit in the local congregation of Vancouver, who shares a birthday with someone you might know, Sister Jillian. So happy birthday to all of you. And for our, anniversaries, Brother Chris and Sister Casey Paulino in the local congregation of Beaverton. On the 7th, they recently celebrated their wedding anniversary. And the resident minister of Beaverton, Brother Armand, and his lovely wife, Sister Rose Kagingin, will be celebrating their wedding anniversary on the 16th of January. Congrats to you guys. God bless, and we love you all. And there's actually a local congregation that's celebrating their 18th anniversary. This was mentioned earlier, but shout out to you, Medford. They actually celebrated 2 days ago on January 8th. And another special one, the District of Oregon on the 16th, 7 years, going strong. Ooh, how exciting.
Yes, and I would like to say happy birthday to us, all of us who are celebrating in January, and happy anniversary to the local congregation in our district. So before we end our show, I would like to do our thank you greetings to the following brethren for helping us make this broadcast possible. Most of all, we would like to thank our brother Eduardo V. Manalo, our executive minister, and also brother Angelo Aranyo Manalo, our deputy executive minister, and also brother Wally Taray, our INC radio station manager, to our brother Moises Cadosale, our district supervising minister, brother Gino Ramilo, our assistant district minister, and to our brother Manly Andaya, and also to our Kuya Tex there in the Philippines for helping us out, and to our behind-the-scenes crew, Sister Flo Guillermo and Brother Jess Guillermo. So thank you all so much for...
All right, thank you all. And remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, INCRadio DZEM 954. Like our broadcast today and share this program link with all of your friends and family. From our INCRadio hosts today, we would look forward to seeing you all in our episode next week, where we are featuring our local congregation of Portland. Thank you for joining us in our new year, new season. See you all next week.